Hey guys, well, welcome to today's video and welcome on into my beauty stash. I have the new KVD Good Apple Serum Foundation to try out for you guys today. I'm so excited to be trying this packaging on this glass bottle. This is stunning. You do get a pump. The shade that I chose to pick up is shade Light 10. Light 10 is described as light with pink to cool undertones, which is definitely not a shade that I typically go for. I'm more in the fair to light category with a neutral or warm undertones. But as you will see in the application portion of today's video, I'm going to be swatching this next to the Good Apple Foundation Balm that I have. It's a different shade. I also have the Good Apple concealer, which is also a different shade. So you're going to see this swatched amongst those other two, and I'm going to do not just cheek swatches, but I'll show you guys hand swatches, both the with and without flash. So hopefully it'll make you guys make a good shade buying decision. This launches on the Ulta website on February the 6th. I don't know if it's going to Sephora. It could be hitting Sephora as well. I know they are coming out with a primer, and all of that drops on February the 6th. So you got a few days. You got a few days to make up your mind if this is something that you're going to want to pick up. I picked up mine directly from the KVD website. To my knowledge, it is still available right now. I think some shades have sold out, so act fast if you like the way this wear test goes. This is going to be a 2-day, 10-hour wear test, which is typically how I do my foundation reviews. In case it is your first time here, I want to say hello and welcome to all of you. My name is Steff, and I love trying new foundations. That's like one of the main things. That's like one of my most favorite things to do here on my channel. But I'm 40 years old and I do have normal to oily skin, oily primarily in my T-zone. What I look for in a foundation, it's gonna get me a good 10 hours of wear. That's typical work day for me, although today I am home from work. I've been under the weather the last couple days, little stomach bug that I'm trying to work my way through, so keep me in your thoughts and prayers. But I like a foundation that has a good medium to full coverage. This foundation says that it's going to be great for normal to oily skin, so I'm really excited about that. It also says it's going to be pore blurring. It says that it's going to be not waterproof, but sweat and humidity proof, which I live in South Texas. Unfortunately, there's no humidity. It is a cold, ugly, rainy day, so can't really test that out, but I do like that this is intended for combo normal to oily skin. It also says that it's supposed to keep my oils in check all day long, so I am definitely on board with that. I don't always get a chance to touch up my makeup, and it does say that this has flexible elastomer pigments that are going to blend with your skin for a seamless finish. I'm wearing the foundation right now. I think the shade is a pretty good match, and you know, I'm liking the way my complexion looks, but it's only been, you know, a couple hours in. I also want to mention that this does say it's going to be good for covering blemishes, acne, hyperpigmentation. I have old acne scars and minor discoloration on the sides of my cheeks, so you're definitely going to see all of that in the application portion of the video, along with those swatches. I want to welcome everybody, and I want to encourage you, if it is your first time here, to go ahead and click on that subscribe button and hit the bell next to it. That way you'll be notified every time I do drop a new video. I upload a lot of videos, and I try a lot of new makeup. New makeup reviews is the primary content you see here on my channel. Guys, I will have everything that I am talking about wearing in today's video. Everything will be linked and listed in the description box, and some of those links might be affiliate links, so if you do end up shopping through them, I thank you so much for supporting me and my channel. I'm very excited. I'm very excited to wear test this new foundation. I mean, if we're just going by outward packaging alone, if we're judging a book by its cover, so far it's getting an A+. If you guys want to see the new KVD foundation in action for the next 2 days, keep on watching. All right, let's start trying this new foundation out. Give it a good shake. I'm gonna swatch it next to the Good Apple, what is it? The foundation balm. I have a different shade. And then I am gonna be using the Good Apple concealer, which is also a different shade. So I'm gonna swatch everything first. That way we can see what everything's going to look like, because I did get shade Light 10, and Light 10 is intended for cool undertones, but I don't know. I always felt like the shade I had in the Good Apple foundation balm was a little bit off for me. So let's see. Here's shade 10. That actually might be a really good shade match, and that's usually because I go for fair to light with neutral or warm undertone. Here's the Good Apple foundation balm. This is shade 808 light 08. Why do I see more? Actually, do I see that they're the same? No, I feel like this is a little darker. The foundation balm. It's interesting. Now let's shake up the concealer. This one is shade light 105. I'll put it on this side. Okay, so concealer, light 105. New Serum foundation, light 10. Good Apple foundation balm, shade light 08. That's interesting. I'm gonna swatch everything on the back of my hand as well. And I'm just gonna take a picture with and without flash so that you guys can see what that looks like too. Okay, so on day one, I don't wear this with any helping products, no primer, no powder, no setting spray. I think the only thing I'm going to wear today, just because I want to test out the longevity, is the new Charlotte Tilbury blushes that just came out. Those just arrived. Both of these items arrived together. So wiped off what I had. I'm going to use my Anissa Beauty foundation brush, and let's start applying. So I don't really smell anything with this foundation. I mean, maybe there's like a no, there's no scent to it. I was gonna say maybe just like a little makeup scent, but actually not really. It's probably just the makeup wipe I used. Okay, this is actually looking like a good shade match. Go figure. It's giving really good coverage. Now I've had a back and forth experience with the foundation balm. Initially, I thought it was great, and then there were some days I would wear it. I don't really wear it much anymore. Some days it would look terrible. So I don't know what happened with that one. This does say it's intended for normal to oily skin, which is exactly what I am. It does say it's going to be full coverage, pore blurring, humidity proof, which, go figure, we're in the middle of a really bad cold front. I wouldn't say it's really bad. It's worse like North Texas and stuff, but it's really cold down here in South Texas today. I'm actually home from work. I've been sick with like a stomach bug or something. So if I look a little pale, that's why I haven't been feeling too good. But I thought, well, I'm home, I'm just resting. Let me try this out. You know, it's the least I can do. So, wow. Look at that coverage. Okay, I think the coverage is spot on. I think applying it with a brush, and look, I didn't use that much. I think applying it with a brush is gonna be better. I mean, we'll see. I have my damp sponge ready to go, but I think that shade, I think I did good with the shade. Let me use, let's see. Yeah, this is not gonna go very far, what I had left on the back of my hand. Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of it with the sponge, unless you're really trying to sheer it out, which you very well could be, because this is a, I mean, you can tell already, it's a very full coverage foundation. But I would say use the brush first. If you're trying to get the most coverage, use the brush first, and then just pat over everything with the sponge. That's what I typically do. I think that's what I'm gonna switch to right now. But yeah, if you want lesser coverage, just start off with the sponge. I'm going to pump a little bit more out on the back of my hand and just start using the brush, because that just, wow, it just really helps the product to achieve the maximum coverage. And I actually think you end up using less too. You know, for being such a full coverage foundation, I wouldn't say it's completely like serum like. It's not runny, you know? I've definitely used other foundations that you can tell like it's a serum. It's a very liquidy, very runny formula. This is not. This has some thickness to it, but it's not going on like super thick. It's not bad. It feels lightweight. We'll see how that goes though throughout the day. I actually think the foundation balm feels thicker than this one does. And I kind of feel like I'm getting, actually I think I'm getting the same amount of coverage because this foundation balm is really full coverage. I mean, I think some of you also use that as a concealer, or in place of a concealer, I should say. I'm just lightly, I just picked up a little bit that was left. And I'm just lightly pressing everything into the skin, making sure the nose is covered. I always like to build up coverage like right here on the sides of my cheeks, but I really didn't have to today. I don't even feel like I need to spot conceal there, and usually I do. But that's where I have like old acne scars, minor discoloration. Wow, I'm loving the shade so far. You know, if the sun was out, I'd go outside and take a picture, but it's just a cold, rainy day. All right, so here's what the complexion is looking like. I am very impressed. Very impressed. Very pleased. Let's add a little bit of the Good Apple concealer now, just to the under eye area, using my BK A506. And I'm actually not going to even powder down the under eye area. No powder on this face. But I am going to try those Charlotte Tilbury blushes. So you guys will see me with some blush on during the midday check-in. Okay guys, so I think it looks good. I think it feels good. Kind of feels like it's drying down on its own already. That's interesting. It does have a little bit of tackiness to it, but like right in here, I can feel like it's already drying down. It's just like right out here, right down here that does feel a little bit tacky, but I think the shade looks pretty good. I was really skeptical about the shade, but I think it looks all right. I'm loving the way my complexion looks. I'm totally evened out, totally covered. I'm gonna give this today. I don't know if I'm gonna get to do the full 10 hours tomorrow for sure when I wear it with all the helping products, but today's definitely gonna be 8-9 hours, and we're just gonna see how it wears on its own. So I'll be back later. I'll let you see what it's looking like, and then at the end of this day one, we'll wrap things up. I'll give you my initial first impressions. We'll see tomorrow. Tomorrow's a big day, so stay tuned. Hey guys, 4-hour check-in here, trying out the new KVD Serum Foundation. Here's what the complexion is looking like. So I feel like I'm already getting oily. So no primer, no powder today, no setting spray, but you can tell on my nose, it is looking a little shiny, and I've been indoors, I've been resting, not really been working up a sweat or anything, so for it being intended for normal to oily skin, and it's saying that it's going to keep oils away, mine is already coming through. So I don't know. I love the coverage. Do I feel like it's oxidized any? Not really. I still think the shade is a really good shade match for me. Again, I'm wearing shade light 10. It's starting to feel like kind of heavy. It feels a little heavier than what I did when I initially applied it. And it still feels a little bit tacky. Again, I didn't set this. I'm very happy with the coverage. I think it's a true natural finish foundation. But I'm a little disappointed that my oil is starting to peek through already. So that's not really a good thing. I'll be back in a few more hours and we'll wrap up this day one wear test over this new KVD Serum Foundation. So stay tuned. All right, guys, this is the 8-hour check-in, and this is where I'm going to leave the review for today. So I've gotten shinier. On my nose, it's starting to cake up because oil's starting to come through, and I've noticed it's kind of, you know, coming off a little bit on my nose as well. That's the only place I've noticed it coming off. So this definitely tells me that I need powder. I need to set this. It's starting to settle a little bit in here, and to be honest, it does feel a little makeup-y. So I love the coverage. I like the finish. I love a good natural finish foundation. And I think the shade 10, light 10, This is a really good shade match for me. Look at this new Charlotte Tilbury blush wand. This is the shade Peach Pop. I'm doing a wear test with this also, and wow, I think the blush did better than the foundation today. But I'm gonna leave it here. I am like 50-50 on this one. I was expecting it to wear a little bit better today just because it says it's intended for those of us with normal to oily skin. So fingers crossed that tomorrow is going to look better. I think it will. It always does on the day 2 wear test. So I'll check in with you guys in the morning. I'll let you know what helping products I went in with, and then we'll wrap up the review tomorrow. So stay tuned. Hey guys, this is the hour and a half check-in on day 2. I just want to let you guys know what my complexion is looking like this morning because I think it's looking really, really good. All of those helping products are working really nicely with this new KVD Serum Foundation. I did use the e.l.f. Power Grip Primer, and I'm using the Huda Beauty, I have it right here, Huda Beauty Easy Bake powder. I have the shade Sugar Cookie in that one. I'm using my Urban Decay All Nighter setting spray. I'm also using a different shade in the new Charlotte Tilbury blush wand. This is the shade Pillow Talk. Pillow Talk on the cheeks, Pillow Talks on the lips as well. So right now the foundation feels really good. I think it looks really good too. I think it paired beautifully with all of the products that I went in with this morning, and we'll see how it's looking at the 5-hour check-in. Yesterday at the 5-hour check-in, it wasn't doing as good of a job as I thought, but I think today it's going to be even better. Hey guys, this is the 5-hour check-in, day 2. I'm not seeing anything, you know, wrong with the foundation. I think it's looking pretty good. My oil is definitely more in control today than it was yesterday, and that's obviously because I have, you know, powder on, I have setting spray and stuff. I think everything looks good. I think it feels good. I like it. I like the shade. I like the coverage. Everything is fine, but it has 5 more hours to go. So I'll be back at the end of the day and we will wrap up this 2-day wear test with the new KVD Serum Foundation. All right, guys, we've come to the end of this 2-day, 10-hour wear test, trying out the new KVD Good Apple Serum Foundation. Here's what my complexion is looking like. So definitely, yeah, you can see it's starting to come off on the side of my nose. The oil has definitely started to come through and it's definitely caking up. It's looking really makeup-y in through here. It's rubbed off a little bit on my chin, around my mouth. Like this area is really showing the signs of wear. And typically that's where foundation starts to break up on me, you know, first. And it being 10 hours, it's not looking fantastic. I think the forehead looks good. Right here, the sides of my cheeks, I think that looks great, but this area is starting to look like a hot mess, and it also feels heavy. It feels makeup-y. Feels like I'm ready to go wash my face and just take this face of makeup off. I will say that the coverage is fantastic. If you're looking for a full coverage foundation, oh my goodness, like you have it here with this one. I think shade Light 10 is a perfect shade match for me, and go figure, Light 10 is for cool with pink undertones, and I usually go more for a neutral undertone. I don't feel like this oxidized at all. I think it is, on me at least, it is true to shade. And you know, other than that, like the coverage and the shade, I think those are my 2 favorite things about it. Oh, and the packaging. I think the packaging is absolutely beautiful. I don't think this did as great of a job as I expected it to. I expected it to be a bit more flawless at the 10-hour mark, and this is definitely a foundation that for me, I'm definitely going to have to wear powder with this one. It being a natural finish, I think it did a better job today with the powder and the primer and the setting spray, but going forward, I will always have to wear those 3 products with this particular foundation, especially powder. I will say that my nose is the oiliest place on my face, like it typically is at this point during the day. The forehead, I think the oils are pretty in check, but my nose, yeah, my nose definitely needs a touch up. I think that as far as oil control, because this claims to be an oil controlling foundation,
I don't know that it did that great of a job. I think, like I said, you're definitely going to want to powder down. And if you're full on oily, yeah, expect to get oily and expect to have to touch up throughout the day. And I think a lot of you that have oily skin, full on oily skin, I think you guys, you know, pretty much do at least one touch up throughout the day. You know, I had higher expectations for this one. I'm a little disappointed. I kind of feel like if you're looking for an alternative to this one, I feel like this foundation is reminding me a lot of the new one from Juvia's Place, that new I Am Magic Radiant foundation. I feel like they wore almost exactly the same. I feel like they look the same, and they definitely provide, you know, a good amount of coverage. Like I felt that that one, even though that one says it's a medium coverage, I totally got full coverage out of that foundation. So if you didn't like that foundation, I don't think you're gonna like this one. And if you did like that foundation, I don't really think you need to go out and buy this one, because I feel like they wear pretty much the same. I do want to do another wear test with this one, but wearing it side by side with the Good Apple foundation balm. So let me know if you want to see that. I'm going to try and do that wear test tomorrow, so hopefully I can have that video go up the day after you watch this one, because I'm really curious about that. Now that I've had this on for 10 hours today, I feel like they kind of feel the same. At first I thought this one felt a little more lightweight, but now at the 10-hour mark, this feels makeup-y, and I'm just kind of ready just to take off my makeup. So I'll be curious. I'll be curious to see how they wear side by side. So definitely stay tuned to my channel if you're interested in that wear test. Overall, guys, you know, I don't know that this is worth the hype. I don't feel like you need to run out and buy it. You know, it's just another full coverage foundation in beautiful packaging. But if you have that Juvia's Place foundation, yeah, I don't think you need to run out and spend the $42 on this one, especially when you can get that one for 20 bucks. But let me know your thoughts now, guys. What did you think of today's video? What did you think of the wear test? One more thing, you know, even though I know I'm a normal to oily skin type, I do like to talk about, you know, those of you with dry skin, if I would recommend this. And again, I can't speak for dry skin because I don't have for dry skin, but I would pass on this one. I don't know that those of you with dry skin are going to really be able to, you know, benefit from this one. I feel like it might cling to some of your dry patches, especially because it's starting to kind of, you know, settle into my pores and accentuate some of the little minor texture that I have right here on my cheeks. But let me know your thoughts now, guys. Sound off in the comments down below. Let me know if Good Apple Serum foundation from KVD is going to be in your future. I want to thank you guys so much for watching another one of my videos. You all have a great day or night wherever it is you all are at. Stay hydrated, guys. Drink that water. I'll see y'all very soon. Bye.